Okay, in this video we're going to talk about just the basic tools you need to get started in tying flies, jigs, crappie jigs, looper bugs, things like that. When I say looper bug, that's a Kamloops rainbow trout. We fish for that a lot around here, um, so that this is what you'll need. Basically, the first tool I use a lot is my razor blade X-Acto knife. It's always sitting on the table. Make sure you got extra good sharp blades for it. Another thing that I use a lot, and you can see it by this video, is this light. It makes it so much easier when you have a bright light, especially at night. Not so much during the day, but a bright light at night helps out a lot. So make sure you have a good light there. Bobbins. These bobbins here, they come in a bunch of different styles. This is just a cheap one. And for most people that'll work just fine. They're like $4 or $5 at a fly shop. So get a couple of these because it really gets to be a pain changing the thread every time you want to change a color. So it doesn't hurt to have more rather than less. I mean, you can see on this bobbin too, this is a better bobbin. It's got the ceramic tip on it. You don't really need that. I mean, you know, they can go for like $20, which you don't need to spend that kind of money to do this kind of tying, or if you're just starting out to see if it's something you want to do. Next tool is the whip finisher. Again, they make these in a million different styles, so just find one that you like, and once you get the whip finisher, go on YouTube and type in whip finish, and there should be a bunch of videos on how to do it. This will probably take you the longest to get acclimated with, but once you figure it out, it works great because you don't have to use any cement or anything to finish off your flies or jigs or whatever you're doing. So I love it. I use it all the time. Next thing, scissors. I would recommend for a new guy getting into it to buy a good pair of scissors. You want to, if you're going to spend money on something, spend $20 or $30 on a pair of scissors, because when you try to cut the marabou, make sure that the marabou is cut good, or whatever you're using. You need to have a good scissors to do that. Cheap scissors will just not work, and you'll get frustrated. So I've got a good pair, and then I've got an older pair that's not so good anymore that I use for cutting wire and the harder stuff. So, or you can just buy a cheap scissors for that, smaller scissor, medical scissor or something. Another thing is this little hackle pliers. So I use this for any type of wrapping, whether I'm wrapping tinsel or rib or hackle or anything I need to wrap separately in the string. I use this, and so you can pick these up. These are, I mean, it's really small, so it's a couple bucks. They make a million different sizes. Don't need to go overboard on that, especially when you're first starting. So, and then of course the fly vise. You could spend $500 or more on a fly vise. I don't have any use for that. This fly vise is tied a million flies, and I think I paid $25 for it, and it works just fine for what I'm doing. So don't go overboard until you decide exactly what you want to do. But certainly get a vise that's capable, so that you don't have to, it doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth as far as holding the hook and stuff goes. So make sure it's functional, but don't spend, I wouldn't spend a ton of money right away. So that's about it. That's all the tools that I use to tie, and hope you liked the video.